Picture this. You buy a simple piece of furniture from IKEA, a desk maybe. It arrives in a flat box, a bunch of wooden planks, screws, and a manual with those little cartoon men. You spend hours sweating, twisting screws, sometimes swearing under your breath. At the end, you step back and see the finished desk, and strangely, even though you know the wood is cheap and the design is basic, you feel proud. You love it. That's the IKEA effect, the psychological bias that makes us value something more simply because we built it ourselves. Now here's where it gets fascinating. This principle doesn't just apply to furniture. It explains why parents treasure messy drawings from their kids, why entrepreneurs fight so hard for their startups, and why we often overestimate the worth of things we've poured effort into. If you stay with me until the end of this video, you'll see how the IKEA effect runs through relationships, work, creativity, and even self-esteem, and how you can use it to influence others and protect yourself from its hidden traps. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button right now. This channel is all about decoding psychological tricks and hidden forces that shape your daily decisions, your relationships, and your success. If you want to understand people and yourself on a whole new level, you're in the right place. So let's get into the science. Back in 2011, researchers Michael Norton, Daniel Mochel, and Dan Ariely ran a fascinating experiment. They gave people IKEA boxes, origami figures, and Lego sets to assemble. Then they asked the builders how much they would pay for their own creations compared to identical ones built by experts. The results? People valued their own work almost as much as expert craftsmanship. Their origami frogs, lopsided and awkward, felt priceless to them, while outsiders saw them as clumsy paper messes. That's the IKEA effect in action. Effort creates attachment, and it's deeply wired into human psychology. Our ancestors survived by investing effort into tools, shelters, and food. Effort meant survival. So the brain evolved a bias. If we worked for it, it must be valuable. That ancient instinct still lives in us today. Now let's connect this to your life. Ever noticed how relationships feel stronger when you've gone through struggles together? That's the IKEA effect. The effort, the late-night talks, the sacrifices, all those building blocks make the bond feel more valuable. Or think about your job. Maybe you've built a project from scratch, poured hours into it. When someone criticizes it, you don't just hear feedback, you feel personally attacked. Why? Because you didn't just create a project, you invested a piece of yourself. Entrepreneurs know this feeling best. They'll defend their business idea even when the market says no. Why? Because they built it. Their sweat and sacrifice blind them to flaws. That's the double edge of the IKEA effect. It creates pride, but also bias. So how can you harness it wisely? Let me tell you a story. Sophie was a manager at a tech company. She struggled with disengaged employees. People treated tasks like chores. Then she tried something different. Instead of handing down finished plans, she asked her team to design parts of the strategy themselves. Suddenly, energy exploded. The team stayed late, not because they had to, but because they wanted to. Why? Because they were building it. It was theirs. That's the IKEA effect used as motivation. Marketers use this trick all the time. Think about build your own pizza shops, customizable sneakers, or apps that let you design your own playlists. The more you assemble the product, the more you feel it belongs to you. And when you feel ownership, you're more loyal. Here's a powerful hack. If you want someone to value your idea, don't present it as finished. Give them a role in shaping it. Even if they only add a small piece, their brain will attach to it. Parents do this with kids, letting them help cook dinner, even if they just stir the pot. Later, the child proudly says, "I made this." That pride makes the food taste better, at least in their mind. But beware, there's a trap here. The IKEA effect can blind you. You might hold on to a failing business, a broken relationship, or even a bad habit just because you've invested time and effort. You say to yourself, I can't quit now, I've already put so much in. That's effort bias fooling you. Psychologists call this the sunk cost fallacy, and it often goes hand in hand with the IKEA effect. So here's a crucial lesson. Just because you built it doesn't mean you must keep it. Sometimes the bravest move is walking away. What if you applied the IKEA effect consciously to your personal growth? Instead of waiting for others to hand you answers, you build your own solutions. Write your own rules, design your own systems, create your own rituals. When you build it, you believe in it more, and that belief gives it power. Here's an experiment you can try this week. Pick one area of your life, maybe your morning routine, maybe your workspace. Don't buy the perfect system. Build your own version. It won't be flawless, but it will be yours, and you'll stick with it longer because you built it. And before you go, let me ask you this. Have you ever held on to something way too long because you built it? Maybe a project, a relationship, or even a piece of furniture. Drop your story in the comments. I guarantee you're not alone. Now, if you're still with me, it means you're serious about rewiring your psychology and seeing the hidden forces behind human behavior. So watch till the end, hit subscribe if you haven't, and join this journey, because this channel is not just about tricks, it's about transformation. And in the next episode, we'll uncover another strange truth, the spotlight effect. Why you think everyone's watching you when really they're not. It will change how you deal with fear, embarrassment, and confidence forever. Until then, remember, you love what you build, but wisdom is knowing when to keep building and when to let go.